Life Design Series, Week 5, Learning to Step Outside the Familiar. For many years, my life followed a very clear structure. Most of my time was centered around family, my husband, my child, and the routines that come with that. We did almost everything together. Going to restaurants, attending events, or even simple daily activities were experiences we shared. Being in those environments alone was something I rarely experienced. Recently, that structure changed in ways I did not expect. So I decided to begin a small experiment. Not to force change and not to prove anything, but simply to observe what happens when I step outside the familiar. Over the past few weeks, I've been placing myself in environments that once felt uncomfortable. One evening, I went to a trivia night even though I didn't know how the game worked. Another time, I sat in a karaoke bar while people were singing, quietly observing the room. Some weeks, I simply spent time by myself, not doing anything in particular, just learning how to be fully present with myself. The following weekend, I even went to a comedy club on my own. At first, the experience felt extremely uncomfortable, not because anything around me was wrong, but because my nervous system simply wasn't used to it. When we live inside a certain structure for a long time, our body becomes regulated around that structure. If you've ever felt uncomfortable doing something alone, this might be why anything outside of that structure can feel unfamiliar, even threatening. But discomfort doesn't always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it simply means the mind is adjusting to something new. Then yesterday, I had another small experience. A group of 6 other moms invited me to join them for dinner. All of them are Chinese, and it felt good to connect with people who share a similar culture. We drove almost an hour to meet at the restaurant. We laughed, talked, and shared food. During dinner, I noticed something interesting. I ordered a glass of wine. In the past, I would usually take a small sip and pass the rest to my husband. But this time, I finished the entire glass myself. It seems like such a small thing, but in that moment, I realized that I had never allowed myself to simply enjoy it on my own. And today, I went on a hike with a woman I met recently. We've become good friends. We walked around a beautiful lake surrounded by woods. Leaves covered the ground, and the air was quiet. I felt very calm there, almost like being at home. As we walked, she shared stories about traveling on her own and living a very independent life. Hearing about her experience inspired me. Watching how naturally she moves through the world reminded me that there are many different ways to live.